DJ Akademiks just declared war, and now Cam'ron and Mase, the slick-talking Harlem legends turned media moguls, are officially on the clock. This isn't just a petty internet squabble anymore. This has the energy of Drake versus Kendrick, but in podcast form. And at the center of this boiling media beef is none other than Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby. You might not have expected her to be the trigger for a full-blown podcast war in 2025, but here we are. It all started when Stat Baby, co-host of It Is What It Is, decided to defend fellow media personality Lauren against DJ Akademiks. That might have seemed like a simple tweet or comment, but to AK, it was crossing the line. He saw it as someone jumping into a fight that wasn't theirs. And if you know anything about DJ Akademiks, you know he's not letting anything slide. But what nobody expected was the ripple effect her comment would cause. Not just between her and AK, but dragging Cam and Mase into the fire. You see, when Stat stepped up to speak out, someone from the It Is What It Is Instagram, likely a rep from Cam and Mase's team, responded back to Akademiks with a clear warning. It ain't going to be no type of violating going on, especially with Stat fair warning. That message alone sounded like a line drawn in the sand. They were defending their co-host, someone they've grown to love and protect like family. But Akademiks didn't back down. In fact, he pressed the gas. On his live stream, AK snapped. And when AK goes off, he doesn't pull punches. He throws haymakers laced with personal jabs and decades-old dirt. First, he challenged Cam and Mase head-on, saying, "Don't even warn me. Just swing." Then he accused them of jumping into his business, just because it was hot, calling out their late entry into the media world after decades of being rappers. But that was just the warm-up. Akademiks went nuclear. He brought up wild allegations from nearly 2 decades ago about Mase and a certain rumor involving a transgender person, something nobody in hip-hop has dared say out loud in years. He also dragged up Cam's notorious scuffle with rapper True Life and the legendary rumors about Cam getting beat up and thrown into a pool. Now let's be real, these are new stories. But AK dusting them off, putting them on his platform, and using them to justify why Cam and Mase should stay out of his business. That took this to another level. AK said it plain. When you were getting disrespected, nobody jumped in to defend you. So why should you jump in now, just because your co-host caught some heat? According to AK, this ain't about bullying Stat Baby or disrespecting women. It's about keeping the same energy. If you're going to step into someone else's conflict, be ready for the blowback. And AK made sure that everyone understood. He's not backing down, not sugarcoating, and not asking for permission to clap back. He even questioned Cam and Mase's motives, calling them washed-up rappers who only recently entered the content game. AK bragged about making $20 million off talking, not rapping, and basically told them to stay in their media lane unless they want war. He said he likes their show, watches them, respects them, but that respect won't stop him from firing back if they try to punk him publicly. It's the kind of rant that leaves no room for reconciliation. And now, all eyes are on Cam and Mase. They probably had a soft, humorous response ready. Something light, something that'd get a few laughs and a viral clip without starting a real problem. But once AK dragged up the personal skeletons, that plan probably got torn up immediately. Even if Cam and Mase felt like Stat Baby was out of pocket for chiming in, they would never throw her under the bus in public. They're invested in her. They view her like a little sister, maybe even a daughter figure in the media game. She's young, she's still finding her voice, and they're nurturing that. So regardless of whether they agreed with her stepping into AK's drama or not, they're standing behind her, and that means things are going to get ugly. The whole thing now feels like media warfare. The podcast space is already competitive, but this is something different. We're seeing the lines between content creators and hip-hop legends blur, and ego is front and center. On one side, you have Akademiks, self-made, internet-powered, arrogant, and fearless. On the other, Cam and Mase, 2 of Harlem's finest, who built their legacy off street credibility and lyrical dominance, now applying that same charisma to podcasting. And right in the middle is Stat Baby, unintentionally becoming the spark that ignited the whole firestorm. Whether AK realizes it or not, this won't be easy to walk away from. Cam and Mase aren't 2 dudes you disrespect lightly. Their show It Is What It Is has become one of the most influential platforms in hip-hop culture. Their reach is massive, and their fan base is loyal. If they decide to violate, as many expect, AK is going to have a long couple of weeks defending himself. The crazy part is that AK himself acknowledged he respects them. He watches their show. He likes what they're doing. But he still aired out their old drama like it was nothing. That tells you everything you need to know about how deep this could go. Respect won't save you when egos are bruised and reputations are questioned. And let's not forget how the internet plays into all this. Once the clips start going viral, once the memes start flying, there's no going back. Cam and Mase are both hilarious, sharp, and unfiltered. Their response will be creative. It'll be brutal. It'll be funny. And it will definitely go viral. That's why right now, Akademiks isn't just facing backlash from fans or bloggers. He's stepping into the ring with two hip-hop veterans who know how to entertain and humiliate without breaking a sweat. That's what makes this whole thing dangerous. Even though AK insists he's only defending himself from someone calling him a liar, the way he went about it ensures that this won't die down quietly. His shots weren't just verbal jabs. They were calculated, personal, and historical. That's the kind of energy that forces people to respond. Now we wait. The clock is ticking. Cam and Mase's next episode is the most anticipated podcast drop of the year. They could clap back in classic Harlem style with sarcasm, punchlines, and shade. Or they could take the gloves off and get just as personal. Either way, once that episode hits, the media landscape might shift again. Will it be all-out war? Will cooler heads prevail? At this point, it doesn't matter. The damage is done. AK made it personal. And when you make it personal with legends like Cam and Mase, the return fire is never just about jokes. It's about legacy, pride, and the streets watching. The next 24 hours could change everything. One thing's for sure, hip-hop media just got a whole lot more entertaining. Buckle up.